Somebody's fan is on.
Is it really loud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was William moving around.
I couldn't hear it. But I don't have on headphones. You have my headphones?
Who still does headphones?
That was funny.
You guys are cute. Tonight's rundown, we have Mike Pence, Jerry Jones, ESPN, Nelly, and cocaine coaches. A lot of sports. Finally, people are saying, oh, yeah, this is the bro talk that we thought we were going to get. A bunch of guys talking about sports and stuff because, you know, that's what guys talk about. Yeah, we're going to touch on it tonight.
I'm actually going to go ahead and leave right now.
Welcome to the another edition of BroTalk Live, the best show on the internet for us, by us. Quick takes on the hot stuff going on in social media and beyond. Let's kick it to my main man, Dex. What up, bro?
Dex the one here. You guys always know I have like a little story or whatever to start the show off. This time it's actually a really good one. This past weekend, I was honored by being announced as an ambassador for Commune Inc. And they had their first fundraiser, which was actually a flapjack one. It was really fun. I got to be a waiter for the day. Very challenging. It's not as easy as people make it look. Check out my social media, and I'll be retweeting links and everything for theirs because they have some upcoming fundraisers to benefit the community.
Stay with a check. You know what?
So wait, is this your way of telling us you got fired from your other job and now you're a waiter at Flapjacks?
This is my way of letting you know that I'm now an ambassador for another organization.
You know what they call it?
Yes, an ambassador. So I use my time to benefit the community. As
building
well as
engineer.
My 9 to 5.
Dexter was doing his community service in one of the most well-off communities in Philadelphia.
Yes, tied around the corner.
Well, so I don't understand how that was community service, but anyway.
He was picking up some extra tips. That's what he was doing.
Right. Like literally one of the most well-off communities in Philadelphia. Like there's only like 2 that
it's
are
like
better.
in Beverly Hills talking about, oh yeah, I volunteered to feed the homeless in Beverly Hills.
Like, that's exactly what that would be like.
Well, you
literally.
Well, you're not gonna try to raise funds somewhere people who need funds. You got to go where the money's at.
Yeah,
he was out there looking like Naomi Campbell.
Serving rich old white women trying to get money.
How are you, sir?
I'm sorry. I'm doing quite well. You know, chilling, doing my thing.
How's school coming?
Terrible. I'm failing. It actually seems harder the second time around. I don't know if it's just me.
No, I mean, it seemed hard to me too. That's why I decided against it.
He said it seemed, so I decided to seamlessly remove myself from the situation.
Yeah, don't even abuse yourself like that. Like, I don't know why people do this.
No time for failure on my watch. Bill, whatever.
I'm here. I'm exhausted, but I'm here.
Are you also failing in school?
You said what?
Are you also failing in school?
Failing miserably. I don't even know why I try. Don't even know why I try.
Do you have family that's affected by the hurricane, Bill, or?
No, not by the hurricane in Puerto Rico, but I have friends who have family that's affected. So I know people on the island.
Don't forget. I mean, just because the initial surge is over, don't forget to keep giving to these hurricane relief situations. Because just because we gave once doesn't mean that people aren't still in need. And there are people who have since found out that their houses are gone and stuff like that that didn't initially know. So be sure to keep giving as much as you can whenever you think about it. So I just wanted to put that out there. All right, you guys ready to start the show?
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Wait, Jason.
Not
how
really.
are you? I feel like we never see how you're doing.
We don't ever ask about you.
Okay.
Right.
No one ever asks about me. I'm doing well.
I see you got your New York Yankees gear on.
I'm excited because we're still in the playoffs, at least as of the live streaming of this episode, because tomorrow night we play in Game 5 against the Indians. So we might lose, but if we lose, just know that I'm proud to be a Yankees fan.
Yo, the Yanks are not going to lose. Aaron Judge is going to smack that baseball. That man is such a monster. It's ridiculous.
He is. He's a very large human as well. I think he's like 6.
He is.
230.
He is.
40. 60, something like that. He's huge.
It's like all muscle too.
Yeah, I think he's like 260.
Put on your pants.
290.
Dex, what?
Because you're like, oh, he all muscle too. Like, okay, we get it.
Yo, Aaron Judge is a monster.
He all what, Dex? What is he?
Will was like, he all muscle too. He sounds like, you know how women in church try to sell off their ugly son to the cute girl in the choir. She's like, oh, he in between jobs right now, but he built too.
Yeah, girl, he big. All right. BroTalk Live.
Here's shovel your car in the snow time.
Right on the mark. All right, so we're going to give grades. Tyson is an educator. Bill is also working in schools, and Dex is going to school. So since we all are around school and around teachers who grade us, we're going to grade some people for their efforts this week at being stunty, all right? Roger?
Yes, sorry. Yes.
I'm just like, hell. I said, okay. Nothing. Quiet. All right. So the first one we're going to talk about is Mike Pence. What grade would you give Pence's walkout? If you don't know the story, I'll give it to you briefly. It all started on Sunday morning when Mike Pence tweeted the image on the right that says, looking forward to cheering for our Colts and honoring the great career of Peyton Manning at Lucas Oil Stadium today. Go Colts. It's funny because that's the exact same picture he posted 3 years prior, saying cheering on our Colts with First Lady. And as they kick off the second half, Go Colts beat Jaguars back on November 23rd, 2014. So that was already a little skeptical. Then once he got there, he decided to stand for the anthem and did not like the fact that everyone didn't agree. He said, I left to go today's Colts. He tweeted out this stuff and then actually released this exact full-length statement right after he tweeted it out. So it was prepared. Like he was just ready to hit send. I left today's Colts game because President Trump and I will not dignify any event that disrespects our soldiers, our flag, and our national anthem. At a time when so many Americans are inspiring our nation with their courage, resolve, and resilience, now more than ever, we should rally around our flag and everything that unites us. While everyone is entitled to their own opinions, I don't think it's too much to ask NFL players to respect the flag and our anthem. I stand with President Trump, and I stand with our soldiers, and will always stand for our flag and our national anthem. I'm going to say flag like that every time, just so people can understand how stupid this argument is, okay? He said that Donald Trump decided to give a verbal retweet on Twitter by saying, I asked at VP Pence to leave stadium. If any players kneel, disrespecting our country, I am proud of him and Dex's favorite new Twitter personality, at Second Lady, Karen.
And just so you guys know, this is not fake. If you go onto Twitter and type in Second Lady, that's really her actual handle. Like how lame is that? Like, Second Lady, loser.
We got some facts also from my favorite people on Twitter. It cost Americans $1.25 million for Mike Pence to protest kneeling and for Tom Price to fly in private jets, while Kaepernick donated $1 million to charity. So, guys, how do you feel about Mike Pence walking out? What grade would you give it? An A, B, C, or F? We're not going to have any D's or E's here because once you get past C, that's unacceptable.
You sound like my dad.
What grade are we going to give?
He gets an F.
F.
All F's, straight F's.
Yes.
So were you been more impressed if Donald didn't come out and say
I told him to leave?
Yeah.
Nope. I would have been more impressed if you
He still would have got an F.
I would be more impressed if you didn't get up, get dressed, get your life together, brush your teeth on a Sunday afternoon. You did all of that just to go to a stadium and pack up and leave before the game even started. What?
Pack up
You had
and
way
leave.
too much time on your hand. No, you get an F for that. Like that's the dumbest thing I've heard all week. Like
you tried to make a statement because you knew they would be kneeling, so you knew what would be happening.
They have been kneeling for the last 13 games.
So you did all that to get attention from Donald Trump.
What
You're
really
to get attention?
You and Second Lady.
what really grinds my gears is this little statement he puts out. Oh, you all can have your opinions, but I think it's not an opinion that black men and women are dying out in the streets. That's not an opinion.
Oh no, I think he meant opinion on who's gonna win that game because he don't know because he wasn't there. He had to back up.
Must have been.
Wait, could you imagine? Could you imagine if your boss told you to go to a place? It's like saying go to McDonald's, and if they tell you that they don't have ice cream, you have to just leave. Order a meal, but you can't eat it. You just gotta leave. They said you know they're gonna say they don't have the ice cream machines not working. You know that's gonna happen. So you're literally wasting your time to go there just because your boss told you to do it. He gotta quit. Like that's a joke. Yeah.
He's a joke. He really is a joke. Like nobody takes him seriously.
Well, how do y'all think that conversation went in the morning when they were getting dressed? Like, babe, are you ready? She was like, yeah, I can't wait to protest. I'm like, God. Like, y'all were talking about this in the morning.
I think she was probably like, he was probably like, babe, you know, we're going to go out there. If they do this, if one of those SOBs kneels down, we're out of there. She's in there. She was
like, Mike, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think
she's shaving under her underarms, whatever, making sure her mustache is like clean or whatever. And she's like, I really feel like this is a waste of time. Like, why are we gonna go if we're just gonna leave? You know? And he's like, and look, he's over there. He looks like he pets powder on himself. He's in there petting powder. Like, no. This is our American duty. We got to do this for the flag.
Wait, you think they had Donald on the phone? Like, you know. Mike, you absolutely.
Donald don't answer phone calls for them on Saturdays. On Sundays, he texts them.
Donald does not answer their phone calls at all.
You say you don't answer their phone? They on the block?
No, he texts them. He tweets them. He DMs them on Twitter.
He tweets them. I'm sure that's what he does. Like DMs them on Twitter. Like that's about it.
He calls them Pensy.
Pensy. Straight ass for Pensy.
Pensy. What's that woman?
I mean,
what's that woman you're with?
If you're going to protest a protest, at least make it believable. Like, you're protesting a protest.
And don't waste your time when you do it.
Don't waste our time.
Don't.
What grade would you give Young Thug's apology? One of our favorite people in the world, Young Thug. What'd you say?
I said we love him.
Yeah, one of our favorite thugs, Young Thug, has gone on Instagram and decided to release his true feelings to his girlfriend, Jerica Carle. And this is what Young Thug had to say. Why are you excited? All right.
This is a doozy.
We're not going to understand it, so.
I've never heard him speak before.
Give me a chance. I promise I won't mess up no more. Everybody tell her to give me one chance. Tell her to give me one more chance, and I promise I won't mess up ever again. I promise. It wasn't even my fault, man. Like 6 niggas be using that phone, man. All that stuff, man. Wasn't even my fault. You tripping. You crazy. Yeah, I'm about to pull up to DC. When I get out the jet, I'm gonna be in DC. Nick, what up? What's up, my brother? Yeah, I'm on my way to the town, kid. Yeah, no cap in my game. Let me sure my history.
Be quiet. So yeah, that was Young Thug crying about his situation going on with Jerica Carle there towards the end of it. Guys, for Mr. Thug, do you take his apology as being sincere, and do you think this is something that Jerica Carle should let back into her life?
I think
the first thing we need to understand is that is an F, because I don't even understand what he said. I need an auditory, like, interpreter, a linguist, somebody that speaks that language to come in and explain to us what he even said.
Apparently he said that he was sorry. Then he started crying in that paper towel.
He said it wasn't his fault. It was all of these people, and I agree with him. And I loved his apology, and I think she.
Yeah, he did say somebody. He said everyone else has the phone, right? Someone else. He said everyone borrows that phone, so it's not just his phone. We talked about the story last week. If you don't know what we're talking about, just go back to the previous podcast or the previous show, and we'll tell you the story of Young Thug getting caught with a burner phone with a bunch of strippers.
I think she should take him back, because I'm looking forward to this dress.
So, Ty, what you gonna give? What you gonna give Young Thug's effort?
An A.
An A. Bill, what you give it an F?
I'm not gonna give it an F because sis shed some tears, but I wish she could act a little better. So I'm gonna give it a B.
All right, Dex, what you gonna give it?
I give it an A. And the reason I give it an A is because, like, y'all are looking at the wrong thing. Y'all are worrying about him, worrying about this woman, and we all know Young Thug is not worrying about no woman. Young Thug just let us know that he is about to go to Washington, D.C. on a jet. Okay? Young Thug has a jet. Like, let that sink in for a minute. Like, he gets an A for having the jet. The apology, I don't care, but he has a jet, and I'm here for that.
I love how we
that ain't his jet.
Young Thug. I'm the person giving Young Thug the lowest grade here now. Like, when did that ever become a thing? Like, I was a Young Thug fan, and you guys hated when I brought him up, and now you guys support him.
We don't support him wearing that dress at that wedding. That's what tries us. So
I do. I can't wait to see that thing. That is going to be a spectacle. I cannot wait to see that. It's probably going to be an old-fashioned ball gown with, oh my goodness,
ball gown.
It's going to be hilarious. I can't wait.
All right, up next, we have B.O.B.
He's in school too?
Yeah, he's making the show again for, I think, is this the second week in a row for B.O.B. as well?
No, that wasn't my question. He's in school also? He's district?
Oh, no, he's not. I don't think he's in school, but he's teaching us something. He's in School of Hoteps. He was recently spotted in a wooded area giving advice to people. I don't know why he's in the woods, but this is where God spoke to him and told him what he needed to know. So
the woods is woke.
Here's B.O.B. Take a listen.
Top of the week, y'all. The English language is full of curses and spells, hence why we learn how to write in cursive, how to spell in grade school. Each week we wake in the morning to go to our jobs on the weekdays to earn a living. The translation of that, trance, Trance, awake is a funeral for the dead. Mourning is what you do when you lose a loved one. You have to be in a daze to earn a living. Ashes, since earn are ashes for the dead. And job is Hebrew for persecution. And at the end of this, we get the weak end of the deal, and we're weakened. So, happy Monday.
What was that? I have no idea. What? So, what grades would you give B.O.B.'s new dissertation? God, you look confused.
You know, that little smile at the end, like, you really think you did something. And for that
like he just dropped something like hot on us. Like he just dropped something crazy on us, and we're about to like let it sink in. No, we're ignoring that. You sounded stupid as hell.
He said, and that translates trans, Trance.
Not to be confused.
No, in morning. What about? I'm just like, no, sir. I think that's not spelled the same way. Like, I want you to stop.
Neither is earn, and job does not translate in Hebrew because there is no J sound in Hebrew. Like, who taught you? Who's learning you? Like, you are in these woods and you done smoke too much weed, and you look up at the sky one too many times. He on them shrooms. That's what it is.
No, he's
hallucinatory drugs at some point in his life. So what grade you giving it, Bill?
F minus.
F.
F's a word.
Yeah.
He said F minus.
Yeah,
I won't give it F.
Negative.
Thanks for giving him F.
He owes me.
Yeah, he owes me. Negative.
Can someone see what B.O.B.'s current status of his GoFundMe is? Like, have you guys looked that up?
No. Absolutely not.
Since I donated, I haven't looked again.
Oh, you actually did. You said you're going to have a receipt for us. I need to see some company proof of purchase. You guys?
It's in my email somewhere. I gotta find it.
So
because he gets so many emails.
Who she dismissing don't never come back. All right. Straight S for B.O.B. What grade do you give the new black Twitter site? There is a there's a new black Twitter site. It's called Blitter. Apparently combining black and Twitter. The name of the site is called Blitter. You can download it now in the App Store.
I bet you somebody white owns it.
No, someone black actually owns it. They have confirmed that someone black owns Blitter. And people are, as you can see there on the side, saying, add your girl, finally add me. They are opposed to the whites taking over this site as well. So they're asking that if you notice a white person join the app and you see their profile there, they're asking that you go ahead and block the person and do not give this person any followers, which I think is a little rude and exclusionary. I don't know if that's a word or not. I love making up huge words like that. But yeah, I feel like that's not really a good thing. But what grade would you give overall the idea of a Blitter social app?
It's 0. Like,
F, you mean?
F.
You get a 0?
You should give him a B for basic. Black
What's
the purpose of this? Like, I don't understand how in 2017. I don't understand how in 2017 we are fighting tooth and nail for equality, but then you guys want to come out there and create an exclusive Twitter just for us. This is not 2000 where we need food.
To be fair, the owner, the person who created it, didn't say the thing about not friendly.
I don't want nobody to say like.
I a lot of comments about it.
Well, regardless though, like that's what it is though. You're trying to be separate. Like we Twitter is just as much ours as it is theirs. Why are we trying to do a sub Twitter? That's stupid.
Separate but equal.
Separate but dumb. and now those of us who won't switch over and go to Blitter, which sounds dumb. Like we're gonna be the ones. Oh, you guys are the house guys, and we're the real slaves out there because we're like you sound like delete.
And there also is a rumor going around that once you download the app, you can't really delete it from your phone.
See, that's where you got me.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I haven't tried it because I'm not going to download the app to find out. But there's a rumor going around that once you download. That's untrue.
I just deleted it to see. When you said that, I just deleted it. I was like, oh, you can.
Okay, I will check your phone tomorrow. Maybe it might pop back up. Someone was saying that you can't delete it once it's installed.
What's the virus?
I don't know. But what would you give the idea? An A, B, C, or an F?
F.
Considering the fact that Twitter has a public IPO and I own stock in Twitter, I'm also giving it an F.
Would you buy?
Not allegedly. Time out. Actually, I do own stock in Twitter, and I'll give you a receipt in a few minutes. The shareholders meeting.
I wasn't challenging.
I want you to get your. I'm not talking to you.
That wasn't my question. The question was, would you buy stock in Blitter, not Twitter?
I'm directing my comments to the fat one coming from spin class. That's what these comments are directed to. Okay.
I don't like that. When I ask for receipts from you, I don't get them. But that's
and Todd, just now he just went in this whole tangent about a receipt. I'm not gonna get no receipt either. Will doesn't own anything on Twitter besides a handle. That's it.
Okay. Oh. All right. Okay.
When I asked for a receipt, William refused to send me one, but Dexter didn't even ask for one, and he volunteered it. I see.
That's why, because he didn't ask for it. You asked for it. You don't get what you asked for.
Bill,
you don't get what you asked for.
If it goes public?
It depends on how many people use it.
No, see, there we go. See, it's always if you know it's going to be less than Twitter because we're a minority group.
There's your answer.
You giving it?
I honestly would give it a D because I do like a little effort. I can't give it a D. Then I'll have to give it a C. I do like the effort, but it's like kind of it's a ridiculous thing. I don't think it'll last.
I give it a B. I mean, I don't think that it's going to work at all. But I think the idea was cute, and it shows that we have people who can develop things on the level of a Twitter or Facebook, or similar type of thing.
How can you say people are developing things on the level of when it's
okay, I may have misspoke. People are developing things.
People are copying.
in the same
Period.
field, like, you know, same with the same theory. There we go. We have Twitter.
You can develop some with the same theory.
All right, I'm trying.
No, I think if anything, you would create your own social media platform.
Right, like they copied somebody else's stuff. If if Twitter was started by a black person and a white person started it, we would say they're we would call it cultural appropriation. Now that we're doing it, what is this? Foolish.
It's not cultural.
Like, that's what we call it. We call it foolishness. Y'all talking about some good effort. If you don't get, go on to the next one.
Look, I don't criticize y'all grades. Y'all over here dragging me for my grade. Damn. What grade would you give this stripper? There is a video going around of an NFL coach snorting lines of cocaine.
Oh God.
During practice, and he actually said during the beginning of this that, you know, he's talking to his wife or somebody like that. And he was saying, "I miss you," and he would snort a line and stuff like that. And then reportedly right after this, he went to a meeting. He's a former Miami Dolphins offensive line coach who has since resigned after this video came out. And there we go. Apparently, he had done this plenty of times before because he's doing this right now in a league office room, not a private room of his own, but, you know, just something that's in the office there off of a table. Reportedly, he sent this video also to a stripper, and she said that she was doing this because people were missing her point. She said, "My point is everyone has to be held accountable for their decisions. They roast players over anthems, while the coaches be high as shit and also probably can't even sing along." So that is her reasoning for releasing the video. Because how you going to roast players over anthems when you're over here snorting cocaine off desks? Guys, what grade would you give? What grade? She gets an A?
She gets an A from me.
She gets an A from me too.
Oh, 2 A's. Okay.
Come on, expose that demon.
I'm here for exposure.
Come on.
I'm gonna give sis an F though. Like, I have to give her an F because, like, coach, you know, really could have done some damage. And I feel like you didn't sell your story to a major media outlet. You didn't extort him. Only thing you did was just post a video and you raised your fist as if you're like Angela Davis or somebody. But, like, I just feel like people got to play their roles. Like, if you are, like, you know, high up, like you're Oprah, this is an Oprah post. You know what I mean? But if you're like somebody like this young lady here, like a couple notches beyond Black China and Amber Rose, you got to use this as a come up. And I don't feel like she came up on this. So I got to give her
I mean, but that would be a selfish motive. And I feel like she did it for the right reasons.
Jason, like when she
did it for the right reason,
Jason,
which is to expose people for being frauds when they're over here doing worse things than taking a freaking knee for racial equality. So I feel like she did the
Who hit that bill? Who hit that bill? Like he made a point. Look at this, Jason. You are 100% right. That is what you should be doing if your son is not at home crying out along on the bedroom floor because
he's hungry.
Like, if that's what your life is, you got to use this as a come up. Like, this can't be for fun or for, like, you know, just cause. Like, she probably already has 1 million followers, but she has like $20 in her bank account. That ain't it.
Come on, Dexter, help the masses. Help the masses.
All right.
Somewhere smoking rock now, in and out of lockdown.
All right, moving on. So we have an F from Dex, an A from Bill, an A from Ty, and a B from your boy. Thanks for playing the game, guys. Appreciate your grades. Peace and blessings. All right, time for one of the best segments of the show.
Or seriously, like this is so 2017. Like,
I originally thought the answer was always yes, but I think now I might have to.
We have to listen to it.
Wait. Yeah. Real quick though, when you first started this, I was like, "There's no way we're gonna be able to keep this segment on the show every week." Right? We've had this segment on the show. Like,
I've had to cut stories out. Like, it's getting ridiculous. It's so sad that America is so easy to find racism. But let's talk about it today. A social studies teacher is under fire because they made students do the following assignment. And the directions to the assignment read as such. It says, the year is 1935 and you have been tasked with creating a mascot to represent the Nazi Party and its political, I think they meant allies instead of rallies. Think about all the information that you learned about Hitler and the Nazi Party. You will create a colorful illustration of the mascot, give the mascot a name. You will also write an explanation as to why the mascot was chosen to represent the Nazi Party. Parents were up in arms about this because they're saying with all the crazy things going on with neo-Nazis here in the United States currently, the last thing students need to be doing is replicating and creating things that would be creative and Nazi branding. So guys, how do you feel about the assignment that students were given? Was it racist or not? This was puzzling. Oh, look at these. Look at these.
We're not puzzling. The teacher was a racist piece of shit.
Period.
You see how he takes our silence for us being confused? No one's confused about this.
Nobody was confused. It was
nobody
correct, but I'm going to go ahead and put it out there.
We were stunned, and we were trying to find the words to say without saying curse words. And Ty said it perfectly.
So you think I mean,
period. The end.
A defense of it was that this is a social studies class and you're learning about history, so you would be applying what you're learning.
No,
there's always a rationale for racism from idiots.
Always. When you're learning about Nazi Germany, you say the Nazis were bad. They killed millions of Jews. When you're learning about slavery, you don't open them up on an auction block and have them stand on the desk auctioning off students.
One teacher wanted to.
Slavery was bad. Period. The end. You don't have them go drawing Nazi mascots. Like what? Like what?
When you say it like that, it sounds awful. That's exactly what it was. Drawing Nazi mascots.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, mind you, I was a teacher, so I'm trying to understand. I don't even get the purpose of this assignment. It's doing absolutely nothing. It's stupid. It's racist, and somebody just wanted to get a kick out of something. You should be fired for that. You're an idiot.
Absolutely. I can't believe that this teacher defended and said it was an assignment. What do you think? What name could you give to a Nazi mascot that wouldn't be offensive? Like, I don't understand how this exercise would be able to be done without offensive.
You cannot even say Nazi and mascot in the same sentence without being offensive.
Yeah, it's completely ridiculous. All right,
Nazi is synonymous with like, let's move.
This ad got a lot of press this weekend, and it is the Dove ad where this black woman turns into a white woman. But a lot of people didn't see the full video, or it still isn't the full video because we don't know the context and what anything means. But there's a Latina that comes on after the white lady.
Latina.
Or a brown person.
All right, Jerry Jones.
Hispanic woman, a Latina. There's a Hispanic woman that comes on after the Caucasian woman. A lot of people thought it was racist initially because they just saw, the black woman going to the white woman with a Dove soap bar next to it. But now that you see the Latina, he's in it. After you see this woman, after this Caucasian woman, do you still consider the ad to be racist?
I don't.
I don't say it's racist, but I think it's troublesome. Yeah, it's stupid. Like, they need to have somebody that looks over this thing. Maybe somebody, I don't know, of color that looks over and be like, that may not look, because like, look,
it's funny as I think Latina is. I think the term of color is equally as ridiculous.
Here's for me, it's like black women, Hispanic women, like minority women can usually cut out the nonsense. They usually be like, ain't gonna fly. We don't like you didn't run this past any woman of color. Like, all Caucasians, oh God, this is gonna be great, John. Oh God, this is amazing.
I mean, when Doug made it on the block list, I was like, oh shit. I have so much Doug product.
So much.
However, when I saw the full video, I'm like, that's definitely not racist. Only thing I can think of is that it's like kind of stupid. I don't understand it, but I don't find it to be racist. I don't think they had any intent on it being racist. I think for us to say it's racist is a bit of a reach.
Anyone seen the full video, like where they actually have words or something explaining any of this? No?
I wish they would.
I chose not to see it.
Yeah, I haven't even seen a clip for it.
I think my biggest issue with it is that Dove issued an apology instead of an explanation. Like
exactly.
Instead of because for me when I first saw that picture, I was like, are you trying to say that the black girl was dirty? She took off the shirt and became white. That's what I got from it. To be honest with you, I still kind of get that same perspective. Like even looking at like the loop of the video, I still get that you're saying that like when you use this Dove or whatever, you cleanse yourself. You're clean. Like it to me, the fact that you have somebody at the very end of it, or in a loop of 3 people, that doesn't really mean anything to me because it's the order of it. To be honest with you, if you would have started with a white woman and had her take it off and turn Latina, then turn black or whatever, I probably wouldn't see the same issue. But when you are putting somebody to a dark thing there and then you make it turn light and your brand is synonymous with
a dark thing. A dark thing?
No, I'm just saying in general though. Like even if it's like the sky or whatever and it's dark and you make it and you turn it light and your brand is synonymous with being clean. Like I'm assuming that you're saying you're washing that. It's becoming clean. Like that's what it looks like to me. And like people, there's subtle racism all the time. So it's like let's throw a Spanish woman in at the end so that people don't like lose their stuff. I think that's racist. I genuinely do, but I don't necessarily know if that was their intention or not. But like if that commercial passed by all these executives and went out there, like somebody thought that was okay, and I think that somebody more than likely is racist. For me, like at my job, there's 7 people who listen to commercials before it's even sent down for approval. So like you mean to tell me that Dove, one of the biggest companies like in the world or whatever, in America at least, like you guys can release stuff and your marketing team, your advertising team, they don't look at that and say there's a problem? You guys knew what you were doing.
Yeah. Well said. That is the rundown and the segment called Races. And it's time for Todd's segment. Todd?
All right. Your questions are answers. This is the Q&A session, and it's time. Let's just jump right in.
All right. And here are your categories this week.
All right. I'm going to let you guys kind of choose the categories here. First up, we have person, friend, place, friendship, thing, loyalty. That spark any interest? No? Okay. Next up, we have person, neighbor, place, home, thing, weed.
That's the one.
There it is.
All right, let's read it.
That's the one. Let me make sure I got the right one.
As you think it is, but let's do it. I live in Baltimore. My dog has a fascination with venturing into my neighbor's yard. The property line between our homes is divided by a fence. My dog gets over there by squeezing through a loose board. One day I heard him barking and went outside to check. I found him trapped inside the neighbor's greenhouse. As soon as I walked in, I realized that I had stumbled upon a grow house. The familiar smell of fresh weed was unmistakable. Not that I have a problem with it. I'm a probation officer, but I smoke weed. What I want to know is, how do I get my neighbor to share his weed with me without blowing my cover as a probation officer?
Welcome to Dex's BS Report. Wait, no. Absolutely not. Go on about your business. You've been smoking weed before you realized this man had weed next door. Go back to whoever you've been buying your weed from and keep buying it from him. He's not going to share nothing with you.
He's probably a drug lord, and if he finds your stuff in there, probably put blood in your mouth. I would leave him alone. And
furthermore,
there.
And fix that little board too, and keep your dog in your own yard.
Oh yeah, you definitely fix that board. Don't go over there again.
That dog gonna be
because dead as a doornail, and you ain't gonna be able to sue nothing because Judge Judy said you can't control your pup.
Or if it ain't dead, it's just gonna be laid there high as hell, like it's dead, stuck, sitting there stuck.
Dead as a doornail. I'm telling you.
Mind your business, son. You got Kingpin living next door.
Listen, if you a biblical sort of person, 1 Thessalonians 4:11 says, "Be careful to mind your own affairs."
And you better make sure you gotta make sure you don't got no cop friends, because if one of them come over in a police car, he gonna get you.
He really gonna put blood in your mouth.
I really don't think there's a way for you to get this done successfully. If
y'all do a
he's gonna have something on you, so that's something he could hold over your head for anything. So I would still think it would be wise for your career path to continue pursuing this.
It would be wise for your career, but I think it's going to end in blood. So please don't do that.
Your career and your life will end. Period.
All right, next question.
All right, so next up we have person, restaurant manager, place, restaurant, thing, customer, and the last one we have is person, coworkers, place, bars, things, invitation. So we have two from which to choose.
That last one, don't hang out with your coworkers.
Let's do that one. We might have time to do two, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we might.
All right, we'll start with the coworkers. It's pretty short.
Yeah, first one.
I'm wondering what's the best way to go about getting included in after-work drinks. Being softly spoken of, I'm often not seen as being social, yet I am social, and thus don't get invited. I find it a real strain to keep speaking up, and some people have an issue with people who are quiet. It's hurtful coming into find that most of the office has been out for drinks and I haven't been included. I'm not sure how to tackle this.
That's actually a really good question. My suggestion would be to befriend somebody in the workplace, like whoever's like close to you or whatever around you, or you know somebody that often goes to like the after work events, or maybe even someone who sets them up. Like befriend them on the side, and then kind of like ask them to lunch, go to lunch with them, maybe even go out with them on the weekends and have fun with them. That way, when the invites start to roll around from the after work, coworker thing, this person includes you as well because they know that you're into that or whatever. Because I mean, I get it, like not wanting to tell the whole office place, oh, I'm very social. I like that's weird. So I totally understand, like, not knowing how to do that, because I feel like I'm sort of like that. Like I don't know how to just like engage and like put it out there because I want to be super professional at work. But like I said, like befriend somebody on the weekend, maybe even on social media or whatever, and they'll kind of see your stuff or whatever. And then that way you can kind of like start getting those invites.
I think that was pretty solid advice.
I agree.
Jason?
Can't really be that. I mean, otherwise I
Jason
just
would never go out with his coworker, so he can't even answer this. Like
he's so damn mean. He couldn't even think of like how to advise someone.
He's like, I'm not going out with y'all, so
I'm not going out with people. Oh wow, I don't know.
Excuse me, y'all act like I'm so bougie. I do go out with my coworkers from time to time, occasionally.
I know you've been mad.
But yeah, I mean, I get invited to go to stuff, but it's not. I'm just not that type of person.
Feeding the homeless in Beverly Hills doesn't count.
I'm just not the type of person to go out for drinks with coworkers, especially who aren't my age or demographic. Like I kind of like to stick within my demographic unless I'm pulled out of it. And there's not that many people around me that are my demographic. So yeah, I kind of keep to myself. But if someone invites me out and I have nothing to do, which sometimes gets in the way, then I'll go and I'll show face. I'll support.
I think people are going to stop.
Do one more.
I don't often go, but all right, last one. Person, restaurant, place. I'm sorry, person, restaurant, manager.
Which one do you guys think is better, the restaurant manager one or the friend and loyalty one?
I don't know what the hell that one was about.
I didn't even understand the friend and loyalty one, to be honest with you.
Okay.
All right, so let's go with customer service.
Y'all write that question. Whoever wrote that friendship loyalty, y'all need to be more specific because you're giving us a whole bunch of hypotheticals.
Yeah, I had no idea what they were talking about. Oop. Did I pick this one up?
All of a sudden that friendship loyalty one sounds so good, guys. And for you guys listening to the podcast, on the actual web show that you guys can check out on YouTube or our website, BroTalkLive.com. He just put up the question and it's super long. So now we're all looking at the question like maybe we should go with the other one because it's shorter.
All right, we'll make it quick. I visited a swanky restaurant with a friend to celebrate my grandma's 80th birthday. We had a party of, did I say friend?
Yeah.
Sorry, with my family. I didn't know what I was thinking. To celebrate it really didn't make sense. I'm like, okay, let's just rock with it. Grandma's 80th birthday. We had a party of 24. That was annoying. So I wasn't particularly upset about food coming out 50 minutes after the last person ordered. The waitress was horrible. Half the orders were wrong, and the other half were lukewarm or cold. Not wanting to spoil it for everybody, I bit my tongue and stepped away from the table to address the situation with the manager on duty, who looked to be no older than 19 years old. But I'll give him at least 21 because I can't see anybody hiring a manager at an upscale restaurant that young. He said he would comp us 2 desserts, which I thought was nice, But then he starts blaming us for the food being cold because we had a large group. I had never heard that one before. When I told him that corporate would hear from me, he dismissed my comment saying corporate doesn't run the stores. The managers do. What the hell ever happened to customer service? I reported the incident to the corporate office, but I didn't mention that comment about corporate not running the stores. Should I follow up and include this minor detail or let it go?
Hello. Hello. And this is what
this is Bill's expertise.
You know this is my expertise. Because I have this incident all the time when I go out with my siblings.
Yes, he does.
All 24 of them?
All 24 of them. When we get together, they live to play games. I'd call corporate and I'd wear them out. And I would, let me tell you something. When I call corporate, I exaggerate every detail. I'm like, I don't understand. It's not a one. I went to Applebee's. The very last time I went to Applebee's, it was me, my brothers, and my sisters, and a few friends. And we went out and we, order food. The food ain't come for about an hour and a half.
And I was there to be embarrassed. Don't worry.
How long did it take for the food to come?
It doesn't matter. I was there to be embarrassed.
Exactly. Food ain't never come. Waitress ain't come over and say hi nor hell to us. And we sitting here looking all types of crazy. We near drunk.
The waiter had an intellectual disability, and they wanted to make fun of him and rush him.
The waiter did not have an intellect.
Bill, you're insensitive.
I'm not insensitive. No. If I am going to spend the money, the service needs to be the amount of money that I'm spending. Call corporate back and make sure you slip in that little detail. You're
spending a whole lot of money. They got the damn 2 for $20 deal.
Well, they didn't have no 2 for $20.
That was before the 2 for $20. That was a long time ago.
Well, I'm sure they're glad you haven't been to Applebee's since. You're over here making fun of people with intellectual disabilities.
Ain't nobody make fun of no. Tassine is being ridiculous. Ain't nobody had no intellectual disability.
And he was disabled, and I had to go back there, and they gave them the whole bill for free, which was a very large.
Please. Here's the thing. I even stepped in and made one of my sisters sit down because my sister was about to go completely off, and I was like, nope. Sit down.
Yeah, I was getting mad over cold food.
Nice and professionally. Are you stupid? If I'm paying money, my food better be hot.
I mean, but it's like you're at Applebee's, bro.
Yeah, like what you expect.
Well, when I was there, the food.
With these chain restaurants, it's just like
the food never even came. But I wasn't even expecting hot food. The food never even came. That was the problem.
That was God.
The food never even came.
That was God. God knew y'all didn't need that mess. God don't bless no mess. I'm telling you.
Listen.
It couldn't have been mess because God blessed, and they paid for the whole thing, everything on the house.
And I had to go and tip the waiter because I felt bad because they acted a plum fool.
You didn't. No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't. You was acting a fool. You were. No, you did not. You were.
You were
out in that hallway acting a plum fool with my brothers.
Oh no, I wasn't.
That's what you were doing.
No, sir.
My sister. You were egging my sister on like you do.
Ghetto?
I'm sorry.
It was being ghetto.
Why don't you go put blood in the mouth?
Wayne, that's just a bold-faced lie. Myself and your friend Ronnie went back and tipped the waiter, and you can call her and ask.
I am going to call her and ask.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. You need to call them back.
Matter of fact, Ronnie's probably on Twitter right now. She can confirm it as she watches. Next segment.
Woo. That was Q&A. For more questions, send them into us at BroTalkLive.com/questions, or just go to the site and click on the tab that says questions. It is just a time, and we're going to push this right along. Guys, remember last time we did the Basket of Deplorables a little bit earlier this year, back in February?
I think so. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, Kellyanne Conjob was in it.
Kellyanne Conjob was in it. So was Steve Harvey and I think it was Omarosa or somebody else. Another black.
Kanye West was in there too because he was
Chris Evans was also in it. But this time we're going to do a little bit different. Basket of Deplorables. We're going to have a shopping cart, a shopping basket this time. And here are your nominees.
Wait. Can I just get into this? Man is the like. Let's just get into guys. If you are listening on the podcast again, you got to go look at the web show. Jason put together. Jason is he works a full-time job. He's a husband and he is an expecting father. He said, I was expecting, that means you could be pregnant too.
Oh,
And
come on.
this man came out here and threw together this graphic.
This graphic.
Bless you, man. Like, I'm just, you know.
That's a good one, Dex. That's a good one.
Now that's a graphic. Like, that's a look.
All right, first nominee, Nene Leakes. She was performing stand-up.
Ooh.
Nene Leakes.
We can throw her name right in there.
The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She was doing stand-up somewhere, and people paid and saw it. And apparently they didn't think she was good, so they started booing her, doing one particular joke about an Uber driver. So the person who was heckling her, she decided to go up and say, I ain't even going to tell you about the goddamn Uber driver. I hope he rape your ass tonight when he take you home, B, and steal your funky Hello Kitty, B. The woman was very upset, and people are outraged that Nene would say such a thing. Guys, does Nene deserve to stay inside of the basket of deplorables, or should we take her out?
Didn't William tell you?
Nope, take her out. No, take her out. We're following the lead of the president, who says he's grabbing cats all day. So
our commander in chief said you're allowed to grab pussies now.
Yeah, he said you can grab them, but you can't be a woman on the stage wishing rape on another woman. Put her at the bottom of the basket
and squish her in there so her head can break up like eggs.
So right now she's just on a little rack where you put the water at.
And then you forget it and you hold it over there and leave your damn water.
Or steal it.
You gotta drive back.
Nick, you don't pay for it before you leave. You just walk out.
Sometimes you just steal it.
You don't see it. You don't see it.
I did like steal a whole case of where I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh, I ain't coming back. I ain't going back.
First time was always an accident. It's just the third time I'm not worried about.
Y'all be shame.
Y'all, when the cashier catch on, y'all go to a new supermarket.
I'm totally joking. I never do that.
Disgusting. Jerry Jones is next up on the list. He released the following statement Monday after the game. We as a team are very much on the page together. We made our expression. I'm very supportive of the team, but under no circumstances with the Dallas Cowboys, I don't care what happens, under no circumstances will we as an organization, coaches, players, not support and stand and recognize and honor the flag, period. He expounded on those comments by saying, if it comes between the impression or the perception that we're not staying together, supporting each other, or the perception that we're not disrespecting the flag, the perception that we're not together will be secondary to not respecting the flag. Respecting the flag is first. If there's anything that's disrespectful to the flag, then we will not play. Understand? We will not. If we are disrespecting the flag, then we will not play, period. Bill, your boy. Your boy,
this is
Bill.
So I'm trying so hard not to cuss because the flag
has nothing to do with anything.
Flag is an inanimate object with no soul, no family, no damn feelings. Like it is not a person. You stupid, racist bigot. Like, how ridiculous is this? Like, how insensitive are you to the needs of the people playing on your team? Now, if the people on the team who drive the sales, who drive everything, if they, I don't know, let's say just stop playing, there's nothing he can do. There's nothing. He can't fire the entire team, forfeit an entire season. He will have to bend to their will. Like, this is ridiculous to me. And it's pissing me off day by day that it's something new with the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones every single time. Like, it really is aggravating me, and it's driving me away as a fan.
Okay. So he stays in the cart. Dex, does he stay in the cart?
No, he doesn't stay in the cart. He goes under the cart, under Nene by the tire, where you catch up with the little plastic from the water that you stole that's dragging along the wheels.
Dex, where do you go?
I really don't think you should be in the cart at all. And the reason I say that is because, like, we're over the protesting of the national anthem, like taking the knee or whatever. I don't. After the NFL did the mess that they did a couple weeks ago, where like the Steelers decided to stay back, and then like LaShawn McCoy decided to stretch, and all this. It means nothing to me because you know what? These people are protesting it. Like, this is not about racial inequality or whatever. This is about the Donald Trump calling them SOB situation. That's what this is about. Because if it was about racial inequality, y'all would have been taking knees and stretching and standing in the back when Colin Kaepernick started to do it. Y'all weren't doing it then. I could care less about y'all doing it now. Take that man out that cart because he didn't care about the racism then and he doesn't care about it now. And apparently, like Will said, like his players, they're not doing anything about it besides I guess taking knees or whatever now, whatever it is that they're doing, they don't care either. He doesn't need to be in the cart.
Well, he's not. He's on a wheel, so he's not really in the cart.
So that cart can
what he
him.
did to me
Should he stay? Ty, should he stay in the basket of deplorables?
Yeah, stay right there. Let his head knock against the bottom of the cart.
That's where he'll remain. Sorry, Dex got outvoted, cuz.
But I made a good point, though, right?
Yeah, it was cute.
Very valid point, Dexter.
Start out. Ivana Trump. I'm getting a load of this picture. I decided that Donald wasn't important to have, so I just cut his face out. I didn't really care. So she was the focal point of the story, so I decided just to include her. She said, quote, to a magazine, "I have the direct number to the White House, but I really don't want to call him," talking about Donald, "there because Melania is there, and I don't really want to cause any kind of jealousy or something like that because I'm basically first Trump wife, okay? I'm first lady, okay?" I feel like she has like that type of accent. Melania through her spokesperson because she doesn't speak to the press directly.
She can't.
Apparently.
She can't. So let's read it. Let's read it. There is clearly no substance to the statement from Nene. This is unfortunately only attention-seeking and self-serving noise. We do it for Putin and Mother Russia.
Oh gosh! All right, does Ivana Trump deserve to be in the basket of deplorables because she's proud to be Trump's first wife?
Hey,
absolutely, she's Trump's first wife. She slept with him. Put her tail in there.
She stays in there. Okay, Dexter, she stay in there?
No, because that's funny. I think it's the funniest thing in the world that, like, you know that the world is dragging Donald Trump to hell. You know that. Why would you go and add something else for the world to talk about? Get her out the car.
The first lady.
I'm with Dex. I say take her out.
She's funny.
Yeah, let's take her out. Let's take her out.
Is she going out?
It really is funny though because she's talking about like Melania's going to get jealous. Melania doesn't even understand what she's saying.
Melania is not going to be jealous. She doesn't like Trump either. She wishes she would take him back.
All she did was
that's why she said
try to get her sugar daddy.
She like, bitch, don't make me happy if you ain't gonna do it. Put her back where you pick up an item and you just put it back any damn where.
Oh, right there at the basket at the top. You know, we put the Kit sometimes.
With them chips and stuff.
Sometimes there's a frozen item. You be like, oh fuck it, you just throw it on the shelf.
She's sitting in that little kid section. That little front part. We put the bread.
And then out with them cookies and chips because the cookies too expensive.
All right. Next up, moving right along. Suddenly the show just got long for some reason. Jemele Hill was suspended by ESPN for calling for, not really calling for, but she said that, you know, black people have a problem with the Cowboys not embracing the protest. Then maybe you shouldn't pick a fight with Dez or Dak for not kneeling. Maybe you should do something about it. And she suggested by not giving your patronage to advertisers who support the Cowboys. She said you can still watch football and do that, right? She also said that, you know, after someone gave a list of all the sponsors of the Dallas Cowboys, she said, "This play always works. Change happens when advertisers are impacted. If you feel strongly about Jerry Jones' statement, boycott his advertisers." She then followed that up the next morning by saying, just so we're clear, I'm not advocating an NFL boycott, but an unfair burden has been put on players in Dallas and Miami with anthem directives, basically calling them to kneel or be considered as Uncle Toms. To that, ESPN saw that and they suspended her for 2 weeks because they say she violated their social media guidelines for a second time. They said in the aftermath, all employees were reminded of how individual tweets may reflect negatively on ESPN and such actions would have consequences, hence this decision to suspend Jemele Hill for, I guess, suggesting boycotting of advertisers. Guys, does ESPN deserve to be in the basket of deplorables for caving into Trump?
Absolutely, because...
Wait. You can't word that and say caving into Trump. They're basically, you're framing answers. I'm going to say no, ESPN shouldn't be in the basket from an advertiser standpoint because, like, although she's not saying, guys, go out and don't buy phones from AT&T or Bank of America, she has a huge platform, and a lot of people are looking to her for answers right now. So I think to be on a program like ESPN and say something like that, you really...
But she wasn't on a program when she said it. She was on...
No, I'm saying, like, but she is a personality on that program, just in general.
She has an hour show Monday through Friday.
She's a personality on that program, and when she advocates stuff like that, I think she really could negatively affect, like, advertisers. And for that, not putting advertisers over the top of Black Lives or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, I understand why they would have suspended her. Because you're working with them, you're working on their program, you need to kind of like abide by the rules. Now, what I will say is I think this leads me to a thing where it's like we need our own. Like we have a network like BET.
I didn't want to support Blitter. I mean, don't be asking for our own now. You didn't want to support Blitter.
No, but I'm saying like Blitter's stupid. But I'm just saying like when it comes to certain things or whatever, when it comes, and not social media, because you need to be entwined with everybody else's social media, but when it comes to soaps, when it comes to representation within the media, when it comes to having your own spokesperson, your sports shows, your talk shows, you should have a Black person doing it. You have a Black network in BET and VH1. You have these networks that
they're not Black owned. They're owned by.
I'm not saying that they're Black owned networks, but I'm saying these are networks that are going after Black people and Black dollars. At the end of the day, you need to do something to help these Black people out. Start Black programming. Don't just run like reruns of old Black shows that we know and love. Don't just run BET Hip Hop Awards. Run an ESPN. Start your own like little Black ESPN with Black hosts and Black anchors or whatever. That's the way you do this kind of stuff. Then, when the advertisers come in, these are advertisers that you know are supporting a Black owned business.
So what I'll say to that end is everybody support OWN because it's Oprah Winfrey Network. But
no, you can't say don't
Black owned.
Look, don't say everybody support OWN. Challenge OWN to create some avenues like ESPN and CNN.
Okay,
challenge them.
And I'm for that. But OWN has created a lane for Black artists and Black entrepreneurs. What I'm saying is BET and Viacom are just pandering to Black audience to get Black dollars.
What I'm saying is that you're missing my point, though.
For the Black community,
you're missing my point, though.
No, I'm not missing your point, though, because I have a counter to your point.
No, because
ESPN is owned by the parent organization. Wait, listen. Can you listen for a second? ESPN is owned by the parent company Walt Disney, who supported Adolf Hitler in 1944 during World War II, and he supported the Nazi Germany using money from Walt Disney Company. So Walt Disney has a history of supporting suppression and oppression. So you can't say that ESPN has guidelines and rules to follow because they're owned by a parent company, a parent organization that supported German efforts in the Third Reich.
Okay. So like, I'm not gonna get into all of that. But the only thing I'm saying is what you just said was ESPN is flawed. That's what we're going to leave it at. ESPN is flawed. So what I'm saying is African.
So it's okay to suppress. Okay.
Just give me a second. Okay. So what I'm saying is that we as Black people, like we have the own network. I'll use that. We have the own network. I'm saying that we should be creating things like that. Like we should be creating our own soap. So that people don't have to go to the store and buy Dove. Like Dove does this kind of stuff that they do, like Rihanna with the Fenty line. Like other companies aren't doing it for you and they're disrespecting you when they do this stuff. So create your own. So like ESPN is not giving this woman a chance to speak her mind and be herself. So why don't we create a platform for this woman? The same way how they do it for Tommy Lauren and create a platform for her, and Megyn Kelly create a platform for her. Why can't we do the same thing for our Black people who are speaking their minds? That's all I'm saying. It's
like, I think we're on the same page, Dex. I think we're just saying it differently. I think we're on the same page.
All right. Sorry, guys. We went a little over. They were so quiet.
Waiting for you guys to wrap it on up.
Excuse us.
Next. So are we taking them out or are we keeping them in?
Look, we don't move so far past that. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking anymore.
Let's just move on to the next segment.
Snatched them right on out. A woman called 911 on Nelly at 3:48 a.m. on Saturday to report that she was sexually assaulted on a tour bus. Police said that Nelly performed just hours before the phone call was made. Did you guys know Nelly was 42 years old? It just seems really
He's still
old.
performing? He's still performing?
He performs with Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah.
He was arrested after patrol officers, quote unquote, investigated the incident, according to the report. This a video going around that shows Nelly with several small women that it's happened at each of his tour stops, where he
small women,
well, little girls, where he takes little girls by hands on stage and caresses their hair and sings in their ear, and it's all kind of weird. I mean, he does it at each of his stops, so it's kind of something I guess that's built into his show. But it's very awkward.
It's not cool. We don't like it. Put him at the bottom of the cart. And next,
next to Jerry Jones.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, what's up with that?
All right, so we're taking ESPN out, I guess, but we're keeping Nelly. So Nelly, Nene, and Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones being the worst of these, are all in the cart, and Ivana Trump. We're going to put back on the shelf. Correct.
Just any shelf, though.
Just anywhere.
Okay. All right.
Put in that toothbrush aisle, because don't nobody go down the toothbrush aisle.
Not no grocery store.
It's time for Dex's BS report. All
right, I'll be very quick because I know people are sleepy. All right, so look, there is a woman actually who is on. She's dying of cancer, and she's decided that she's going to be a martyr. She's going to go out and she's going to do something good with herself and her body. She has donated her vagina to Drake, rapper Drake. She says it's because, this man, his name is Aubrey. He's been a rapper for millions of years at this point, and he doesn't seem to be able to keep a stable relationship, which leads her to believe that he's not having a lot of sex. She's saying because his name is Aubrey and he's a little corny, that he needs someone to donate their vagina to him. So she has decided to donate her vagina to Nelly. Speaking of donating, McDonald's
to Nelly.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry, to Drake. Nelly was in the last segment. I'm sorry, dang. McDonald's has actually jumped into the vegan game. They are now releasing a new sandwich called the McVegan.
Thank you.
It's supposed to be. It's a patty-based sandwich made with friendly vegan topics such as tomatoes and lettuce. That's going to be coming to a McDonald's near you soon.
Not near me.
In a related report, all stray cats have disappeared.
The final story in California, it is now okay to infect people with HIV. Before, if you infected someone with HIV in the state of California, you carry a maximum of 8 years in prison. That has now been moved down from a felony to now a misdemeanor. So you intentionally infect someone with HIV, it's a simple slap on the wrist in the state of California. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Dex's BS report for the week.
It's unfortunate. A bonus BS report came from Ronnie Roan, saying that Pennsylvania is basically out of Hennessy. There are literally 10 bottles of Hennessy left available for purchase in the entire city of Philadelphia, apparently. So,
bonus BS report.
Guys, buy wisely. And if you need exports, we'll trade you Hennessy for water at this point.
Buy wisely and sip slow.
Sip slow.
All right, time for seats. Billiam.
Yes, it is time for seats. I'm going to be very, very, very brief since we're a little over time. I'm just going to seat the universe for the week that I had because the universe tried me through everything it had at me. It feels like it, but guess what? I'm still standing. So there's your seat. Universe, 1 me, 0 for you.
I have a quick one. So I've been taking spin classes and like, you know, doing things to just be better and be healthier, be skinnier. So so I took a spin class. I was at spin class yesterday and I left out, you know, sat down, it was painful. Today, like I got to work, I sat down, and like if you guys have ever taken a spin class, you know it's just very painful to your backside. So I posted, you know, like seating after spin class is worse than walking after leg day, and we all know how terrible it is to walk after leg day. So this girl writes on my Facebook, she's like, "What do you mean you can't? What do you mean it hurts?" I'm like, "Oh, you know, to sit down it hurts because you know the seats are like hard, you know." She goes, "Oh, you must have did it wrong. Maybe you didn't stretch." Sit the f down. First off, if you've ever taken a spin class, you know those chairs are hard as a rock because they're designed for you not to want to sit. So therefore, there's no way you're actively doing a spin class and doing it correctly and your butt doesn't hurt or in other areas under your butt doesn't hurt when you get off of it. Sit down and shut up, fatty. Sit down and shut up, miss.
She probably thought you was using like an allegory or something like that, and it actually wasn't a spin class.
That's how people are, though. They like people.
That's how she was asking, did you stretch? Because you know sometimes when you're about to go real hard, you gotta stretch.
No, thank you.
Oh, Jason, what's happening?
I'm just saying, so she probably thought it was an allegory.
No, she hasn't taken a good spin class before. My trainer is like perfect. She's probably taken one of those little basic classes or something.
Dex, does she even have a gym membership?
Come on now. You guys got.
I have a brief seat. Similar to Dex. We saw this person on Stairmaster because you can like see the gym on your way to other places at indoor, and so I was like, "Oh, he's killing it." Just to Nicole, and then the lady was just like, "You're talking about that guy right there? He's on that thing. I bet he can walk up steps somewhere else. Why is he paying for a gym membership?" Meanwhile, I'm like, well, maybe if you went to the gym, you wouldn't be having that cane. Like, why are you criticizing somebody for their gym membership while you can barely walk? You're like hunched over with one of those humps in your back. Like, I think maybe you could have prevented some of those injuries or whatever happened to you had you have done a little working out. So don't criticize somebody for their choice of healthy lifestyle. Have a good one, man.
Ty, she had Dunlap's disease.
Her back Dunlapped over her, whatever else.
Over that belt line.
She was all hunched over on the cane like, no, ma'am. We're not taking any fitness advice from you. Trust me. You are exactly what we're trying not to be.
You guys know I got my car back finally.
Oh,
praise God.
No, it wasn't tore up.
Jason's car was stolen.
Yeah, a month ago, back on September 3rd. I just got it back. I think it was October 5th.
That was a long investigation.
Yeah, they found it on September 5th, but for some reason the lot just couldn't figure out how to communicate with me to give me my car back. There was actually nothing physically wrong with the car. It was just random stuff that I found in my car upon picking it up. There was like a couple of iPhones in there, like a couple of burner phones.
Regular old thieves.
There were cigarette ashes all over the car.
Cigarette ashes.
Maybe it wasn't cigarette ash. Maybe it was weed. I don't know. It was ash to ash, dust to dust. It was stuff everywhere. There were blankets. There were shoes, 2 pairs of shoes. There was like hair clippers, like a lineup clipper, and they had TV monitors, vacuums, fans.
What was going on?
What's happening here?
So, like, first off, how big is your car?
The funniest thing I found in there was a club, like the little security clubs that you put in your car. Someone stole a club and put it in my truck.
Wait,
so I think these people just use my car as a transport vehicle to steal stuff from people.
Wait, so how big is your car? Like, are you driving like an expedition or something? And 2, when are you going to return that people's home? That's clearly somebody's living in there. Like, that's somebody's home at this point.
Clearly, right? It was. I mean, in 2 days, like all this stuff happened in 2 days. I just don't understand how you
car to go on a stealing spree.
A stealing spree.
That's what they did.
Or they went back to Skid Row and picked up their belongings and put it in a new home.
Also, might be possible. Yeah, I need to give their home back. I called the police and asked if they wanted any of the stuff. They basically said, no, we're not coming to
call
pick
the
it up.
police and ask them, do they want any of the stuff they found in your stolen car? You call them and ask them that?
Good day, good
so
day,
this
Jason.
seat that you're giving is to you because you're stupid.
They didn't want it. I mean.
Oh, yeah, no crap.
No kidding, Jason.
Well, you know, with us blacks, we have to make sure we do things extra right, or else we'll face double
Knock down your
prosecution.
door and whoop your
No,
ass.
you're right, because they'll be like, oh, he stole those TV monitors.
Exactly. So that's what I tried to avoid. Yeah, that's the story. So that my seat is going to go to that whole process, especially my insurance, which I will be counseling. Is going to be counseled.
I'm out. Counsel.
Immediately. So there we go. That is my seat. You guys have anything else to add to the show?
You don't call out the insurance company so we can make sure we don't have them.
Right.
We love
sure,
a good
No,
boycott.
don't call them out just in case they're potential sponsors.
Just kidding. I missed out on the Dove boycott, so I'm waiting on something else.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell a friend, and comment. If you're listening to the podcast, you can also check out the web show on youtube.com/BroTalk Live. If you're watching the webcast, make sure you check out the podcast on iTunes. Just search for BroTalk Live. This has been another edition of the show. Do you guys have any final things to give a shout out for before the week is up?
Nothing.
All right.
Just shout out to God for working it out.
All right.
Amen and always. For Bill, for Ty, my name is Jason. We're going to leave you with Dex's smiling face. This has been another edition of BroTalk Live. You guys have a wonderful night.